Hey Hero fans, this is Todd. So today I have something that's a little bit different than normal. Today I'm going to teach you guys how to take a picture and you want just the character all by itself without anything else involved. So check out this cool technique I figured out. Now a lot of people will tell you if you just want to get this Hulk and you want him separated out from anything else, you just take and you get yourself a green screen and you stick it back behind there. And that seems like a pretty good fix most of the time, but take a look. If you look at his legs way down there in the bottom, you will see that there is green right here reflected from that green screen. Well, that's not good. Now also, he is green. And since he's green, a lot of times it's really hard to map out that green from the other green when you're doing a green screen. So that's not your answer. So you think, okay, well, I remember a long time ago hearing about blue screens. And blue screens are good, don't get me wrong. They got some really cool things. So let's say you take a blue one, you stick it on there. But now you got the exact same problem. Whoop, don't fall. Except now it is blue instead of green. You got a little bit of blue going on there. So now what you map them against, you're going to have that blue marking in that area. And it's just not going to work out right. And then on top of it, if you have like blue eyes or something else, or a blue little piece that's part of the figure, or he's fighting against this guy and he has blue, it's going to cause some problems with the blue screen. So then you have, okay, well, let's just go with the last chroma key color, which is red, and we'll just do a red screen. Boop. And again, with the red screen, you got the same issue down here. You got the red reflecting back off. Not as bad, but you'll notice sometimes when you film with a red screen, you end up with a darker picture at the same time. And again, this character has red on him. Or if you decide to put like blood splashes or whatever, those blood splashes will become invisible and you'll see the background through it. So what do you do? How do you make this work? Okay, I've already kind of given you a clue, but not completely. So what you do is you create a red screen, a blue screen, and a green screen. Red, green, blue, RGB. And I actually have already made it built into my monitor in the background here. Let's go and hit return. Return! Let the power return! Return again. And I call it the RGB Flash. And the first cycle of the RGB Flash is 1 second. So if you want to take and set your camera up, you can set it up to be 1 second. Hold on a second. I don't think it restarted my flash. It did not. Let me go ahead and there we go. And you can see now every second it's going. So if you set a timer up on your camera, you can set it up for a 1 second intervals and you can take your 3 pictures. Ping, ping, ping. Now, of course, you want to make sure he's fully encapsulated in the color. So you would take your camera, you'd get it on a tripod, and you would shoot your 3 colors just like that. And you could see that sometimes the colors look kind of weird and kind of changed. So you just take your camera, zoop, and you take yourself that picture of each one of them, red, blue, and green, and that will give you your cool backdrop. So now that you've done that, it's on to the next part, which is all on the computer. So I now have my images on my computer, and I'm just using PaintShop Pro. Photoshop would work a lot better for this, but I have my red, my blue, and my green. And now that I have them all, I'll take the time to cut out the Hulk 3 times. And again, the trick is, even though I get a nice clean cut and the green will look good by itself, each one will look good by itself, all of them will have artifacts of color a little bit left over that doesn't quite work right. So this is my final cutout where I've cut them all out. Here is the red one, and you can see because it has, oops, I guess I got to click the button so you can see it, or it has the red right there, and then here is the green one, and then here is the blue one, and you can see they all have that weird kind of lighting right there, and it's throughout the whole figure. So what you want to do is you now want to turn all these on, and we want to merge them so it uses all the coloring. And notice even the lighting looks different. So I'm going to set all these to be 30% for see-through. Now it's okay, I know at first glance, like, wait a minute, that looks horrible because you can still see everything. Now I should start from the top one so you can see it slowly coming into effect. So change this one to 34. Change this one here to 34. And this one here to 34. There we go. Now we got a Hulk that's a little bit see-through, but that's okay. It's fine. We're okay with that. So let's go ahead and merge it. File, right-click, and merge visible to new layer. And we'll just leave this layer called merge, and we'll just slide it up to the top, and we will close all the rest. Now we're going to take the merge layer and just duplicate it a couple times to make it a nice solid Hulk. And now if you zoom in, the lighting is even, you don't have a bunch of crazy coloring going on. Now right around the edge here you might have a rainbow effect, and I've seen that before, so you want to address that last rainbow effect. So now that I have these all copied and merged, you now want to right click again, and you want to merge to a new layer. Bam! And now you have your new merged layer, and you're just going to shut everything else off. So all you have is your one merged layer. Now you're going to take your handy dandy freehand to, well, not freehand, the magic wand, and you're going to change this, it's kind of hard to see, I'm sorry, to opacity, and tolerance 50, and then feather, make it like, I'll make it like 7. Then we're going to go ahead and do the magic wand. And if you zoom in, you will see it's just ever so slightly cutting off a little bit of the Hulk. 7's probably a little too aggressive, so let's go ahead and set it to like 3, and let's do it again. Inside, outside, and now you can see much nicer edges in the color. And we're just going to take and hit the delete key a bunch of times. So we hit delete, 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 and just keep hitting it until you feel comfortable that it's pretty clean. And you'll see now you got a nice clean line. It got rid of any artifacts that were left over. Your lighting is nice and neutral in the spots you want it to be where it's reflecting off. And it looks better than any of the one individuals. And this will be the best one you can possibly get. So let me go ahead and select none. And now we need to grab a cool little city. And I found this picture in my clip art. Boop. And we're going to go ahead and just make this 9 by 16 for the ratio. Hit accept. And look at that. It's 1080 by 1920, the exact size we want. So now let's go back to our Hulk. And we want to resize him to fit inside there. So image, resize, and we want 1080. Alright, and we want it on smart size. Bam, there's our Hulk all shrunk down. When you shrink him down, it even fixes the lines up even nicer on the edges. So it looks really clean now. Copy that. And now that I've copied it, and now I'm going to paste it in here. Why isn't it working? Okay, hold on. Let's try this again. Nope. Yep. Okay. I accidentally have ran out of memory from all my messing around, but I'm going to stop the video for a second and we'll come right back to this exact same spot. Alright, I saved all my files and I closed my paint program, reopened them, and now I'm back in here. So let's go ahead and select this Hulk, Control Copy, then we'll check our city, Control V for paste, and we'll just put the Hulk a little bit closer to the front, and I think that looks pretty good. And there we go. There is the Hulk. Now if I was really clever, I'd add a shadow and everything else. I'm not going to worry about that right now, just kind of showing you guys how to make it all work. And now I will file and export PN. You know, I want to make it a JPEG so I can put it into Nauk Nauk. This pops up here, and let's just go ahead and JPEG it out, and I will save it under my RGB test. City Hulk. Alright, now I'll put it on my phone and then we'll mess around with Nauk Nauk and see how it looks. All right, so I am back. Let me go ahead and let me shift this over because I know my Nauk Nauk screen is going to go right here. So let me go ahead and hit plus on here and bring image to life and upload an image. Choose from album, and we'll just choose our Hulk in the City. Hulk in the City! And we'll say motion. The Incredible Hulk is smashing around. His feet are stomping and smashing the cement up. A car drives by and he picks it up and throws it into a building. We'll hit this to make it sound cooler. Cool. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let me go ahead and next it, done it, and then we'll hit standard 10 seconds. We'll give it a full 10-second animate, 60 credits, and it's going to go ahead and animate it. So let's go ahead and I'll pause the video so you guys aren't, you know what, I'll just leave it running, what the heck. So just think how cool this is, right? So we started with this Hulk, and granted I could have finished this figure too. It did something really cool where it's both of them fighting it out or whatever. But it's just crazy because like if I wanted to take and put a city scene on my TV set, I could, but then I'd have to create that road down here. And granted, if I was going to make a scene of them fighting or something, I probably would have had two bowls and put one on one and one on the other and did them both at the same time, which is something I could have probably done. But I just wanted to kind of play around and see how it looked doing that. And remember, the trick is to have all three of those backgrounds, so that way you don't end up with a weird color vector, you know, reflecting off of different parts of whatever figure you're doing. So I had my wife go to the store and have her pick up a red, green, and blue. Another trick, like I said, is you could actually use the red, green, and blue on the back of your TV, as you saw at the beginning of this video. And I did this kind of clever. Let me show you. While I'm waiting for Nauk Nauk to do its thing. It's at 23%. So let's see here. I have to go back. And I call it RGB Flash. And the first part of it, it flashes one every second. So it's really quick. And then later on, it gets in the video, it's once every 5 seconds and once every 10 seconds. That way, if I want to do a longer open thing on my camera, a longer exposure time on my camera, I can, because I have 10 seconds for each color. It's doing its thing. Go, go, go. 36%, 37, 38, 39. Wow, it jumped. So you can kind of see how cool this could be if you do it just right with those three colors. And you can see it as the colors changing. You see like little artifacts appearing around the edges here. And again, the reflection off his pants and even inside of his arm. So just doing one color gives you that crazy refraction of the light, reflection of the light hitting it. Even with a paper, even I know right now I'm using a TV set, so it actually is producing light. Which is nice using a TV, because then you don't have a shadow. You don't have that shadow reflection. Now, granted, my light's shining on it right now. You can see the light shining on there. But if you get your lighting set up right, you won't have the bright light shining off the screen. So, all right. 55%. Go, go, go. 56, 57. 58. Oh, I love Nauk Nauk, and it does save a lot of time, but sometimes it just feels like it's taken forever when you're excited to see what it's going to look like. Because after this, we have to actually do the sound too. Oh. Oop. Let's put that back on there. So I'm thinking about making a custom one of these in classic size. That's why I have them out on my table here. I guess we're waiting. Oh, ready to edit. Never mind. Let's take a look at this. Oh, look at that. He's stomping, he's crushing, he's throwing cars. Just look how cool that looks. Oh, yeah. Now I got to add sound effects. Zoop. And we'll make it AI sound. Well, that's going to be cool. Now, this takes about as long as it takes to generate the video sometimes, so it may take a while, but you can just see how immersive he is now in the scene, as opposed to just having my TV set in the background. So cool. Oh, yeah. That's awesome. It's nice and clean and no caffeine. So while we're waiting for that to run, I was thinking about how to make this guy in classics, and I was thinking one way would be to use this He-Man here, because he's already got yellow and it matches really nicely, but his are more gold than yellow. So then I was thinking, well, how else could I do this? So I took King Grayskull's little armbands from Masterverse, and they're about the same size as classics. So then I just need some arms to put them on. And I was thinking about going with Ular. I can't find one right. I had one sitting out here yesterday. But then I realized that Ular, on the one I have, I already used his arms to make a 2000X. And so I was trying to figure out what other figures I could use. And where did that guy go? Anyway, I had another figure planned, but we'll see if I go around to making it. I was just going to sell him on eBay as one of my extras, but I thought, you know what, he'd kind of cool to actually create some sort of custom. Now, King He-Man also has gold cuffs, but not, of course, the brown shorts, and he has actual legs that are colored too, and I have to figure out something for the boot pieces. So it's going to be just a little bit of a custom, not much. I don't want to spend a ton of time, mostly just stealing his head and his armor and maybe doing a wash on it to make it look more like classics. But a super light wash. I don't want to make it really dark and yucky. Oh, dude, you are short. Ah, I hate that I lost one of his claws. I don't know how I lost it, where it went to. Oh, sound's ready. Let's take a look. Let's take a listen. Oh, that's good. That's good. Let me go ahead and hit done. The beginning's a little weird, but that's okay. And now I have to get a description. Hulk smash. The Hulk running down the street, throwing a car and smashing things. And publish. Bam, 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 bam. All right, let's take a look at that. Well, that is pretty cool. I am excited about all that. Wow. I just cannot believe how cool Nauk Nauk is. So anyway, that's the way to make some really cool looking images if you need to really grab a clean image of your figure. Now, I know people say shoot against black or white. Even then, you have the same problems. Black probably has the least amount of problems, but when you use all three colors, they are the three colors that make up the whole entire spectrum. And so you'll see your lighting will be a whole lot cleaner if you use all three like that in order to make the figure pop. All right, well, thanks for joining me. And like they always say in the 1987 movie, oh, good job. Hulk smash! Oh! That's not what you were expecting, was it? Bye now.
If you found enjoyment, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Do it!